We're going to talk about savings today. Do you make 80, 100, 200? Maybe even your household income is $500,000 a year and you can't seem to save any money. We hear it all the time. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Some people just are not saving. Why is that?
Yeah. Statistically, it's because we're all human. Whether we're making $50,000 or $500,000, we struggle with the same things financially. It's statistically proven that if you make more than six figures, right, 100,000 plus, you have the same savings rate, you have the same debt rate as somebody who's making 50 or 60,000. It's the same thing. Everybody is struggling with this if you don't have the tools in your tool belt to handle money well. So why is it that somebody who has a $50,000 a year income can save more than somebody who's making 250, right? It's not about the money. It's about the mind and it's about the practices and it's about the behaviors that you do as a person that allow you to save and not save. So with this epidemic of people, I can't save money, we're going to teach you today how to change that so that you can save money.
In the past, people have their budgets upside down, meaning they're going to have expenses, their car, their insurance, their mortgage. Oh, they want to go on a nice getaway for the weekend or going out to eat at a nice dinner. Then they're going to save what's left over at the end of the month, or at the end of the paycheck. Well, that's then backwards, right? Jason and I are going to teach you. We want you to get the money in. We want you to put giving at the top. We're both givers. We give at least 10% of our income, Jason and I, as a tithe. That could go towards the church. That could go towards random acts of kindness. It doesn't matter where you give. That could be with your time. It just needs to be at the top. As soon as you get paid, giving goes at the top. Then it goes to savings, right? Is that savings right now in your journey to go towards debt? Maybe. Is it to go towards investing for your future self? Maybe. Right. So it's giving, it's saving, and then you spend what's left. So in me too. I'm not saying that I haven't done this where I said I used to save whatever's left over. Oh, I'm going to go do this. And then something comes up, I'm going to go do this as well. And then I say what's left. That's not how it works. It wasn't until I started giving at the top, saving right under that, and then spending what's left. That's when I really was able to create wealth. Hi, friend. We'll get back to the episode in 1 second, but we wanted to give you a free gift for joining us today. It's a 3-part free workshop where you get to learn how to get a 10% raise without doing more work. Then we're going to teach you what to do with that extra money. Because the end goal is for you to start living your ideal life years, if not decades sooner. So, do you need to get out of debt? Do you want to spend more on the life that you want to live? Or maybe you want to invest that extra income. All of these things are in this free workshop. Just go to sentinelcoaching.com/raise. That's sentinelcoaching.com/raise. Now back to the episode.
It's so important what you just said a minute ago about the intention, right? So how to fix this is planning and intentionality. You have to plan where your money is going, what it's doing. We call that a financial plan, right? And we call it planning for a reason. We have to be intentional because if you're not intentional, money just has the reputation of floating away somehow. And then you look back and you're like, well, where did it go? I make good money. I don't understand where it's going, right? Because you don't have a plan and you're not intentional. If you just have those two things, you're actually going to be better at money today. Literally in one day, you can be better if you just have a plan and you're intentional, right? We have our courses are set up for this. We can teach you how to be planful, and how to be intentional. Like we can do that. Um, okay, so traditionally, how the budget has typically worked for most people is, like Mike just said, I do the stuff that I have to do, right? I have to pay these bills, right? Yeah, you do have to pay these bills. You're going to be in trouble if you don't pay your bills, right? So you pay your bills, all the other things that you've committed to, and then you're like, well, I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of fun here. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then whatever's left, we intend to save, pay off debt, or invest. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. So you have to flip that upside down, like Mike talked about, and you have to do those important priority things first. So what's the most important thing to you? What is the most important thing to you? Do that first, right? So I'm going to walk you through the four S's. I came up with this because it's just easy to remember when you have this step-by-step process. I created the four S's. If you spend money or allocate money in this order, you will win with money. The first thing is survival. You have to survive. You have to put food on the table. You have to have your electricity paid, right? Your utilities. You have to have your shelter. You have to have your transportation, right? We call this stuff, S-T-U-F, right? Mike, tell people what the S-T-U-F inside of these four S's stand for.
Yep, that's what you just said. Shelter, transportation, utilities, and food. Now, we want to be clear, that doesn't mean a $700 car payment. That doesn't mean $200 dinners out every night. That is survival, like Jason said.
Yeah. Basic stuff, right? Basic survival. Okay. The second S would be security. This is paying off your debt. This is having an emergency fund. This is making sure you have the proper insurances in place, right? Things to protect you and protect your family. This could also be making sure you have reliable transportation, right? So we don't want you to have that $700 car payment, but we also don't want you to be stuck on the side of the road every other day, missing hours of work because your car is breaking down all the time. So you have to put some money toward auto repairs, house repairs, things that you can make your life continue, right? All these interruptions in your life because you have bad equipment and you don't have any money put toward that is going to hinder your income. It's going to hinder your life as well, right? So number two S is that security. And then the third S is sustenance. And what I mean by that is putting money toward things that sustain your lifestyle. Now, we're talking to most of you are going to be in the Western world here. And when we say sustainable lifestyle, we have a different level of lifestyle than somebody else in a different country, perhaps. So we would say having a reliable phone or computer, having good internet service someplace, right? Having food on the table, right? All these different things that you do, making sure that you can get places to go to work, right? Our sustainability is a lot different than someplace else. But whatever that looks like for you to sustain your lifestyle. And then what's the fourth S? Mike.
The fourth one is surplus. So think about what you get to do extravagantly. Is that bigger holidays, vacations? Is that more money into investing? Is that a nicer car? Do your kids get to go on camp trips at the Disney World, Disneyland? These things start to come up once you get those other three S's taken care of.
Yeah. And this is the problem, right? Right back to the beginning, full circle. This is the problem, right? We say survival, security, sustenance, and surplus. What happens is we take this surplus and we fit it in here in between one and two. Most of us, we can survive okay. We do that. But we put surplus over here. So we go on that big cruise. We go on that big vacation. We buy that fancy car or that house that we can't afford. We put surplus over here before we have an emergency fund, before we pay off our debt, before we have the right insurances in place, before we're taking care of our family's needs. We put that extra stuff in here. If you do that, you're constantly going to be struggling with money. I don't care how much money you make. If that's your system, that is going to be the reality. So you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, wait a second, I need to put the money in this right order and put that surplus, those luxuries, I need to put that after all these other things. Then you can actually enjoy these things without guilt, without shame, and that's how you actually change that so that you can save money.
Yeah, I think for me to close this up on the way that Elle and I have set up our lifestyle, we've been traveling for 8 years and it's fantastic. We had that baseline of investing as a good example We had money in the bank, right? So we could go a year long of travel, still come home with money in the bank, and those investments continue to grow over time, right? So that retirement in this example, that retirement has grown over the last year. It has doubled, more than doubled. It's fantastic. And we would not have been able to do that had we not set up these four S's. Had we not done that first before we did this lifestyle, we would have missed out on all of those gains when it comes to investing. Jason has mentioned it before. Be sure to jump into the ILMA course material, and you can see the link in the description below.